Greetings, I am nothing, I am nobody, and this is my opinion. Sorry, that's not normally done on camera. I've been coughing a lot, but not on camera. Okay. So anyway, my thoughts on Chaz Chop. Okay. It used to be called Chaz, now it's called Chop. You know. I'm just gonna call it Chaz anyway, because like fuck it. All right. I think it's a joke. I think it's badly done. It was just a nice LARPing session, you know, pretending to be like this utopian anarchist, like bullshit. You know, my thoughts are, send them money, send them food. Well, no, not money, because they don't really believe in money. Send them food, send them lots of food. Well, wait, you know, what? You know, I just criticized them, and now I'm saying keep them going. Yeah, keep them going. Fuck yeah. All right. Look, the only reason I see to shut down Chaz is if you're afraid of communism and you think communism can work. Chaz is showing that communism does not fucking work. Okay, and I think that's going to continue. The people who, the people who are actually, you know, believe that communism works. All right, and want communism to work. All right, fine, you know. Then you know they'll try to keep it going, right? And then you know, and so on. You're not going to convince anybody that communism doesn't work, right? And without an example, all right? And they're going to keep saying things like Venezuela was, you know, was messed by the United States. All right? Don't mess with them. If you do anything that causes them to fall apart, that's what they'll point to. All right? No, send them food. All right. That's the problem they have right now is they have no food. Send them food. All right. You know, just do what you know. Help them out. Keep them going. I think you should. All right. The first thing they did was build a wall. The racist wall. You can't have walls. That's racism. That's evil. Oh my God, no walls. The first thing they did was build a wall. You can't have a nation without a wall. All right. There's an old saying that fences make good neighbors, and that's the thing. You do need a boundary. Otherwise, you have nations starting to impose rules on other places. Okay. Chaz Chop is saying, you know, Chaz is saying that this area is ours. The U.S. law does not enter into the Chaz area. They established a border. That's how that works. Okay. I'm fine with that. Sure. I think their little nation is a joke, but they want it, then they should have it. Okay. Yes, absolutely. All right. So yeah, send them food. They need food. Send them food. Keep them fed. Okay. Just keep, you know, that's the thing that actually caused Venezuela to fall apart. All right, is that they ran out of food. People are starving. Okay. Don't let that happen in Chaz. Keep sending them food. All right, we've got plenty of food. We can keep them fed. Send them food. So that they won't have that. And they'll still realize how miserable and horrible it is. And let them walk out willingly until they give up on this little experiment. Don't force them to leave. All right? It ends when they decide it ends. When they decide. When Chaz decides to quit. If they don't quit, leave it. All right? Now the fact is, right, autonomous areas have been done before. Right? They're not completely autonomous, though. Not like Chaz is. That Slab City, like, gets utilities and such. Not really power or water, but like services like garbage and police. Yeah, police. Slab City has police from neighboring cities. All right, so they do get they do get the necessary support. All right, from other areas of the county. Okay, and that's the thing. All right, you can't live completely disconnected from your neighbors. That's the whole um, can't have borders thing. The borders are bad. No, borders are good. All right, but you also need to work with your neighbors. It's not just here's the borders and then never work with your neighbors. Fuck that. Right? You've got to work with your neighbors, but you start with the border. This is where this is our side. This is your side. And the United States and Canada have an open border, and no, it's not because we're white. All right. It's because we have an agreement with Canada. Okay. We didn't make a similar agreement with Mexico. And we're having a hard time even making any agreement with Mexico because of the circumstances over there I don't want to get into. Okay. That's what's happening in the United States. But, like, look, around the world, you either work with an open border or you close the border. You build a wall. All right. The wall is what you build when you can't work out an agreement with your neighbors. Okay. We're not able to work out agreements with Mexico. All right. So we need a wall. And that thing, that's a thing that Ronald Reagan noticed way back when he was president, but he couldn't make a wall because he's brain damaged. Actually, at some point, I want to do a breakdown of every person except Hillary. I'm going to omit Hillary. I wanted to start with Hillary, but the thing is, Hillary has her fans running around, and every time you point out stuff she did, you're like, oh no, she didn't do that. She didn't do a thing that she objectively did do. All right, fuck. All right. So yeah, she's got people defending her reputation from the facts, and the fact is, she's irrelevant anyway, so fuck it, The rest of the Democratic Party does not act like her, right? Hillary is Hillary. Nancy Pelosi does not behave like Hillary. AOC is not Hillary. The rest of the Democratic Party is not Hillary. Only Hillary is Hillary, right? So, that's the thing. If I were talking about Hillary, I would only be talking about Hillary, and it wouldn't apply to anyone else. And considering the amount of effort it would be just refuting the, oh my God, no, she didn't do a thing that absolutely, positively she did fucking do. All right, look, she wanted to get rid of freedom of speech. Not freedom of speech. No, that's the wrong word. She wanted to get rid of the First Amendment, not freedom of speech. Right? That's an interesting contradiction. She was going to replace it. Okay, you point that out, and there are people who are like, oh my God, no, she didn't. She did. She said so many fucking times. Oh no, she didn't. I'm imagining things out my butt. The sky is plaid. Oh my God, if you don't think the sky is plaid, you're a Nazi. That's Hillary's followers. Okay, fuck that. She did a lot of things. Objectively, she did a lot of things. She did a lot of things before her first election. There are people who are like, oh, she was never elected. Yes, she was. All right. She did a lot of things while she was First Lady of Arkansas when her husband was elected. Okay. And use the power that comes with being First Lady of Arkansas to do things. She used the power that comes along with being First Lady of the United States when her husband was elected as President of the United States. And Then she was elected senator of New York. All right, so she was elected. She did get elected into a position, and then when Obama was president, she she was appointed a position. Yeah, so she's been in a lot of positions, and she used the point that she's been in power in some one way or another for a very long time as an argument for why she should be elected instead of Trump, who has never had an elected position. And that was true. His first elected position is you know, is basically being president of the United States. He was never elected for anything. He never held any political office before that. Right? The only power he had is the same power every CEO has. Was a businessman. I want to add a little thing because there's this whole thing of Trump Trump is unsuccessful and da da da. It's hard to argue one way or the other. All right, it's really vague. Look, he was born with money. All right, it's just not like he earned billions from nothing. There are people who build up from nothing. That's not Trump. He started with a wad of money in his pocket. All right, and that's really a better argument than anything. I was like that he didn't he didn't start poor. He started wealthy. There are people who started poor or moderate, and then moderately okay, and built up. But this guy, Trump, he started, he started wealthy, right? And he built up from there. So there's that, and he hasn't really gotten that high as far as wealth goes. So one could argue that he's really not gotten very far wealth-wise. But he has, But the thing is, he hasn't lost everything. There are people who started on the top and burned it all. All right. So, he is basically where he was all the time. All right. He was born at that level, and he's always been at that level. There are wealthy people who look at it as a score chart. The money is a score chart. There was one billionaire who had just an extension added to his yacht because somebody else built the world's biggest yacht, and he couldn't have that, so he had to have his yacht added to just so it could be the biggest yacht in the world. Nothing actually, no actual advantage to extending the yacht other than now it's bigger. Now it'll fit into less places. Yeah, there are people who are like that. Okay, that's not Bill Gates. Sorry. Well, that isn't Bill Gates, but that's another thing. All right, Bill Gates is another story. All right? People talking Bill Gates. No, sorry. Yeah, this is a different kind of. He's a different kind of dude. Seriously, on a completely different end of the chart from Trump. Trump's an asshole. Bill Gates is completely actually got a big heart. All right. I think I like to use Bill Gates as an example of what happens when you have a bleeding heart, because Bill Gates is a bleeding heart. He's always been a bleeding heart, and I really don't like him. Okay, it's actually this holy shit, man. I don't like the man. Okay, he has this big heart. He cares about everyone and everything, and he fucks everyone over. It's not his intention. All right. It's just that's what happens when you got a big heart. Trump is just an asshole. Anyway, his point is look, okay, since I brought up Bill Gates, I'm just going to finish this with Bill Gates. the thing with Bill Gates, every so often you say, if Bill Gates really cared, he would have ended poverty with his money. You're a fucking asshole. First of all, Bill Gates is trying to end poverty. The fact of the matter is, just throwing money at it won't work, and even Bill Gates knows this. So he's researching the matter, and he's doing everything he can, and even that won't fucking help. There is no way to solve poverty just by throwing money at it. It won't work. The computer's telling me I'm running out of space, so I should end this. But yeah, Bill Gates is very much putting all of his money to trying to end poverty and help the poor as much as he can, right? And you got these assholes. Oh my God, Bill Gates doesn't really care because poverty hasn't ended magically because I've decided that he could just solve it by throwing money at it. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, the man is trying to end poverty. He really cares. He's a bleeding heart. He's a big-hearted dork. Okay, which is why I don't like him, but also why, yes, he's trying to fucking end poverty. He is really, 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 really trying to do it. He can't do it, though. It can't be done. Okay? But he's going to drive himself back into poverty. Yeah, back into poverty. Into poverty. Okay? There you go. That's it. I'm done.